What's going on, everybody? Hair here, and here I am once again to review a movie. This time it's the critically acclaimed The Northman, just released. Robert Eggers the director, and you have a bunch of pretty solid actors and your A-list actor Nicole Kidman in there. Now I will say before I begin, I was very enticed and very intrigued to watch this because I've been insanely into the whole Vikings saga, just everything from the mythology behind it, the religious aspects behind it. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that's a fantastic story. And then this happened to come out, a couple days ago. So we think, hey, let's check it out. My girl's down, and we saw it. I gotta say, I wasn't that happy with it. And again, you will get a lot of mixed reviews with this, even in the household of my own family. My nephews absolutely loved it. I talked to them about it today. They absolutely loved it. I didn't like it. Again, it's a movie where I enjoyed aspects of it, just like Batman. I didn't like it, but I enjoyed aspects of it. Same thing with this one, and it'd be really difficult for me to envision seeing it again. Now I will continue. I'll start off again. I like with movies that I don't like. I want to start off with some positives from it. Positives, of course, is scenery. The scenery on the movie is fantastic. It looked like God of War, put to life. Assassin's Creed Valhalla put to life. Just beautiful scenery. The cinematography was incredible in this movie. Just picture perfect scenery. All galore. Was tight. It was super awesome. I enjoyed that part of it. I enjoyed the openness of the Viking Norse religious aspects, the pagan aspects involved Christianity, all the religious aspects, some mythology, but mainly, Viking history behind it. They kept pretty true to Viking history and Norse history, besides, some of the witchcraft that went in it. I enjoyed that, and now to piggyback off that, I enjoyed the witchcraft in it, the warlock stuff, the paganism, or some people can call devil worshipping, whatever you want to call it. But in that case, this was just rituals, Viking rituals, and when you had the main character getting, chasing the animal, he follows it, ends up being a Viking sorcerer, a Viking witch, and they do these seances in the fire. They dance in the fire. He does his thing with his dad, or he does this seance, this fire dance, where one of the other Vikings tells him, this will be the last tear you ever shed, which ends up being true. So I enjoyed all that because you have to have an open mind. Now I will say with that, you will get super religious freaks that will get offended by it. I'm not one of those people, so I like the openness of it, and it embraced a lot of what went on in the whole Ragnarok story. So you had the Christians coming in, trying to persuade the Vikings from Norse to Christianity, which that was a reason that they were fighting. And wars, killing each other, and all of that. There was some of that because there was a piece in the movie where they said their God is a corpse on the tree, which refers to Christianity, which refers to Jesus. So it shows you even back then there was war within that stuff. So I like that aspect of it. That aspect was pretty cool. I like the history. Again, the whole Viking Norse stuff mixed with Christianity, stuff most of us in North America grew up on. So it's pretty cool. I enjoyed that part. Stuff I didn't enjoy was, one, the length. And again, I'm all down for 3-hour plus movies. This movie wasn't 3 hours, like 2 hours, is below 2.5 hours. But if it's going to be that long, it needs to be epic. For me, anyways. That's my opinion. This movie could have cut at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes, possibly an hour off of it. It just seemed super dragged out. My girl wanted to take a break. I kind of did too, but I always powered through these things. The story was extremely, extremely predictable, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. And I'm all down for a predictable story if it's told right. When I say that, I refer to The Revenant. The Revenant, right in the beginning that Tom Hardy is the guy you want to root against. He's a very easily unlikable character. Like, oh, I hope he gets a horrible death. So you kind of know that as the viewer. So you kind of know that's gonna happen, but you hope I hope he gets torn into little pieces. But the thing you don't know, again, revenge will happen and all that, but you don't know that Tom Hardy's gonna kill DiCaprio's son, which was an insane twist. the whole thing with staring at DiCaprio's eyes and saying "blink, boy, blink," and I'll put you down. That was amazing. The story of that whole movie was just incredible to me. This one was just way too predictable in the sense of, okay, Viking, the young Viking sees his dad get killed. It's the Lion King basically. The uncle takes over, and the son avenges father's death, takes over him. So you know that that's going to happen, and they didn't do anything to try to, for me, and it was try to dismay it and try to make it more exciting. Yes, there was awesome deaths, there was awesome brutality. I'm all about that stuff. Great scenery. The dude's walking with his neck contorted and he has two swords, looks sick. But to me, it was way too predictable, and I don't like convenience either. Let me reiterate on that. The convenience aspect behind that is they could have killed the main character a bunch of times, especially when the main character so basically he goes into he infiltrates that secret camp, and it happens to be that camp where his uncle is at. He's a little kid. He sees the main character is a little kid. He sees his dad get killed in front of him. It's the uncle, and he runs away. And I would have liked to see the story from him as a young boy to a teenager to a man, how he got this Viking army and all that, but they didn't. They just assumed, oh, he just became a badass all of a sudden. That's fine, sure, I'll go with that. But instead of taking his Viking army to go raid his uncle, he infiltrated a camp. Happened to be the one that his uncle was in. It was a secret camp that they were holding slaves, which he meets his love interest, which there was a love story in that too. I don't mind it. It was fine. The love story was fine. But the fact is, again, as a whole, to me, it wasn't told that great. It was just very predictable. So the main character goes, infiltrates the camp. He's a slave. He's earning their trust because he's strong, doing his keep, and then he eventually sees his mom, and she tells him, "Oh, well, your dad was a jerk. I wanted to be with your uncle," and so on and so forth. She ends up kissing him, but that was a thing back in the day, so it's fine. So then she knows that he's there. Her son is there. He's alive. They didn't kill him. Okay, real quick before I continue with that, I don't like the way the son was easily able to escape, because the uncle and his camp, when he was a little kid, they killed the dad, and then they saw the kid run in the forest, and they just didn't see him, I guess. And then one did see him. They caught him, and the little kid cut the nose off, and they see each other later on, but it was just too easy. And then again, once the mom finds him, she tells everybody, "Oh, he's here." Then in the daytime, the dude, the kid that's now an adult, he reveals himself. He tells his uncle, because he ends up killing his, I guess you could say, half brother or brother, cousin, whatever you want to call it. He kills him, and he's holding his heart, and he's telling his uncle, "Hey, I have your son's heart, come get it." So then the two guys, the uncle sends his henchmen, the main Viking guy beats them all up, and then it ends up being 3-on-1. They end up capturing the main character Viking. So it's the uncle and then the adult, the kid that's now an adult, face to face. He's getting held. At that point, you're like, oh, so he's gonna die now, unless the Viking army was hidden the whole time and they come attack everybody, but that didn't happen. All the main character Viking guys said was, "Oh, how do you know that's not just some pig's heart?" Just that sentence alone persuaded the uncle to not kill him and to just leave him there inside not even chained up, just tied up inside a little shed. And to me, that's just stupid. Like, come on, like, don't insult our intelligence. So you're gonna take this guy's word when he just said, "Oh, like, that's a pig's heart." How do you know that it's not your actual son's heart? So they're gonna believe him on that aspect, I guess, and then they're gonna just take his word where he actually put the son's heart. Why? So he just lied to your face, said, "Oh, this was it," and they said, "Oh, no, it's not. It's a pig's heart." So how are you gonna believe him for the next thing he says if he just lied to you? You kill him. You just kill him. Could have killed him a bunch of times, but they didn't. And then of course them having this epic fight in what they called Hell, Hel, which is in, I guess it's in Norse religion. They had this cool bro style naked fight in a volcano where they both kill each other. Kind of anticlimactic because they both die. But I just didn't like how convenient it was for them to have that super crazy battle where they could have killed the main character so many times. Again, that's just me. Again, and it was just long and drawn out and predictable and all of those things that I mentioned that I didn't like, and plus more than I'm forgetting. So I wasn't a fan of it. I was super pumped to see it. I wish it was better, and that's just, it is what it is. Haven't been great for 2022 movies. Besides, nope, Spider-Man was 2021. So take that as you may. I wasn't a fan of it. I probably won't see it again for the most part. I powered through it. It's just a one-off for me. I don't know what it should have been, could have been a lot better. The trailer is super misleading. Trailer is amazing. One of the best trailers I've ever seen. Take that as you may. Again, was not fan of the Northman. Kind of bad to me. Kind of a bad movie. Wasn't a good watch. This is the hair.